The trend, "all eyes on Rafah," has recently gained a lot of attention, spreading like wildfire across social media platforms, especially Twitter and Instagram. It has been shared and supported millions of times, highlighting the critical situation in the Gaza Strip and the Rafah crossing, which has been repeatedly closed over the years, isolating Gaza from the outside world. Many celebrities have shown their support, drawing significant attention. They aim to raise global awareness and prompt governments to address the ongoing crisis. Today, we want to delve into the history of this region and its people, presenting an impartial account of the area's historical context. The judgment on who is right is left to you. We must go back to 1700 years before Christ. More than 3,700 years ago, in an area then known as the Land of Israel, three prophets of the Israelites, Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac, lived in this region, which was called Canaan. The people here were known as the Israelites, and they called their land Israel. Moving forward to around 1,000 years before Christ, about 3,000 years ago, Israel had a king named Saul, also known as Talit in historical texts. After Saul, David became the king of Israel and established Jerusalem as the capital. David's son, Solomon, built the first temple in Jerusalem, known as Solomon's Temple. After Solomon's death, Israel was divided into two kingdoms, the Kingdom of Israel with Samaria as its capital, and the southern kingdom of Judah with Jerusalem as its center. This division sparked the initial conflicts in the region. The Jewish inhabitants had strained relations with surrounding empires, which often sought to conquer or subjugate them. Every power that conquered Jerusalem would destroy the temple, only for it to be rebuilt later. During the time of Cyrus the Great, as recorded in both the Torah and the Bible, the Jews were enslaved and their temple destroyed. Cyrus liberated them from Babylonian rule and provided resources to rebuild their temple. While some consider this a story, it is documented in Jewish and Christian holy texts. The Achaemenid Empire eventually fell, and the Parthians rose to power, while the Roman Empire expanded eastward. Around 63 years before Christ, the Romans took control of the Mediterranean, including Israel, which they renamed Palestine, derived from the Greek term Philistia. The Romans disliked the Jews and did not enslave them but restricted their activities, forcing many into money lending. This led to the stereotype of Jews being wealthy, as they were barred from other occupations and instead became financiers. As time passed, Christianity grew stronger. Jesus was born in Palestine, and his crucifixion occurred in Jerusalem, making it a holy city for Christians. In the 7th century, Muslims conquered Iran and defeated Byzantium, taking control of Palestine. Jerusalem, the first Qibla of Islam, became a holy site for Muslims, alongside Jews and Christians, with the construction of Al-Aqsa Mosque. Following the fall of the Roman Empire, Jews faced increasing persecution in Europe, blamed by Christians for the crucifixion of Jesus. In the 16th century, the Ottomans conquered the region, including Palestine, where Jews lived relatively undisturbed. However, the majority of Jews resided in Europe. By the late 19th century, European Jews, known as Ashkenazi, united to form the Zionist movement, aiming to reclaim their homeland. In the early 20th century, tens of thousands of European Jews migrated to Jerusalem, then under Ottoman rule. Shortly after, World War I erupted, leading to the disintegration of the Ottoman Empire and the division of its territories among Britain, France, and Russia. The British created several new states, including Kuwait, Iraq, and Jordan, with the latter initially called Palestine before being renamed. The remaining territory, now modern-day Israel, was designated as the British Mandate for Palestine. Tensions between Jews and Muslims escalated in 1926, leading to periodic violence. In 1933, with Hitler's rise to power, he attempted to expel Jews from Europe, negotiating with Zionist leaders to relocate 60,000 German Jews to Palestine. However, in 1937, British authorities, enemies of Hitler, denied this migration, thwarting his plans. World War II began 2 years later, leading to the Holocaust. In 1947, with the war over, the United Nations proposed partitioning Palestine to resolve ongoing conflicts, creating separate Arab and Jewish states, and designating Jerusalem as an international zone. The Palestinians rejected this plan, claiming the entire land as theirs. In 1948, with British withdrawal, Zionists declared the establishment of Israel, sparking a civil war supported by surrounding Arab nations. Despite their efforts, Israeli forces prevailed, pushing Palestinians into the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Following the Zionist victory, over 750,000 Palestinians were expelled, seeking refuge in Jordan and Lebanon. The tension culminated in the 1967 Six-Day War, where Israel captured Sinai, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. This conflict led to further Palestinian displacement and Jewish immigration, making Jews the majority for the first time. Post-2007, Palestinians split into two factions, one in the West Bank under the Palestinian Liberation Organization, willing to negotiate with Israel, and Hamas in Gaza, committed to Israel's destruction. In 2018, President Trump moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, angering Arabs. Many view the region as a ticking time bomb, uncertain whether peace or further conflict lies ahead. What do you think? Comment for us, and if you liked the video, like and subscribe.